Hello everyone, and welcome back to Extra Stuff TV, here on the Gurgle Squad Server World Tours series. Today, we're going to be finishing off all the Legacy seasons with Seasons 8 and 9. And here, we have Thefe, not Agent 10834.
Yay, it's me, I'm back. And it's time to world tour.
Alright, so to start this, how about you explain what this building was and why we're starting here? I'm going to quickly change some audio settings.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm the best person to explain this, but so when we started this season, we spawned way out over, well, actually, we spawned somewhere around this area, and we decided that this was the best area to build our starter house. And then what happened was we pretty much built the main floor and then stopped there and didn't build the rest of it, but eventually later on, it got completed.
Yep, that pretty much sums it up. And if I recall, this interior is still full of a few starter things we had. Like, look at this. This could have been the first wooden pickaxe in Season 8.
Very well could have been. But I guess, according to what the sign says out there, this is Fulton Manor.
Yeah, I'm guessing I put that there to create some lore or something. You'll see the word Fulton a lot. It was actually created by Thefe, I think. Or at least that's where we got it from.
Yeah, it goes back to like 2018 or something. Who knows?
Not much on the second floor. I kind of just wanted to get it done. But it does have that nice McDonald's double M arch design on the roof.
Very nice. Do we want to check out my floating island since that's pretty much one of the other earliest things we did?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I will explain this. So, for some reason, just wanted to build a floating island base. So, I built the floating island, made the water stream that goes all the way up. It's pretty much the only way to get up without an elytra. And I decided to test my skill with building a tree and then kind of this shack right here. And you can actually go inside the tree where there's more of a base inside the island itself. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Frostwalker.
I had Frostwalker this season. Oh no.
Oh. Water's gone. Oh well. But down here, there's not... It's pretty much just a bunch of empty barrels and chests. I tried to do an interior.
It's quite nice.
Yeah. And then the exit is over here, where you just drop down. I broke my legs.
I gotta say, for the start of the season, this is pretty good. Season 8 wasn't as crazy as, like, 6 was, but it was picking up steam after a little bit of lukewarmness that happened in Season 7.
Definitely. Do we want to check out kind of the Fulton Town area? Because that's where everything kind of picked up from that.
Yeah, I would say that would make sense. We'll do it somewhat chronological, but also kind of just going with what's close by. So here is the main town area that I guess I sort of started. I definitely didn't come up with the name, but I remember I built this house, which originally didn't have a deck or like all sorts of fancy stuff like that. But this was just my starter house, and it's pretty much where I lived the entire season. But this one building kind of marked out the area we lived.
Yeah, a story about how I originally found this was early on in the season when we were still living near Fulton Manor. I went on an exploration, I think, kind of out to the west, and then eventually I came back using the river and the ocean, and I found this house here, and I was absolutely baffled as to how that got there, and I didn't really know how close it was to Fulton Manor, and I kind of just preferred this area to that one, so I kind of moved here too.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, speaking of where you moved, we should go to your setup.
Yeah, so just like Season 4, I didn't have an actual house. I just lived in the outdoors with all my chests.
Yep. Quite a lot of stuff.
Yep.
It is kind of a shame you didn't have a house because many of your builds this season were very nice. In fact, we should probably get along and see if we can find one. I'm trying to think. Did you build anything in main Fulton? Oh, here we go. This.
Well, I made... Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
So, in this town, we actually did, like, a bit of caring about stuff in terms of building buildings for things, like an enchanting table. So, Thief did this, and it looks really good. And I built a farm, which I am
Kind of similar
okay
in
with.
design. Yeah, I like it. It looks nice.
Alright, so then next up, I guess, because it's close by, is Babby's Tooth, I believe is what we called it. Right?
I never knew that's what it was called. I
Oh.
just assumed, I just kind of saw it as the place where we had a bunch of frogs.
Yeah, well, like many buildings I do sometimes, it just expanded. So it started with this wooden area, then I built a blackstone or whatever this is, basalt and glass thing, and it always had frogs in it. Then I decided to just make it huge, and it goes all the way out here. And as you can see, it's filled with frogs, and there used to be a whole lot more, but I would have to kill them a lot to make sure lag didn't get too bad.
And as we're out here, we can kind of see the wall out here because our main town area, we kind of went back to the season 1 idea where we pretty much walled everything in.
Mm-hmm. This season's wall was a bit more uniform, though. Thankfully, I didn't just use random blocks. Except here. Now, this was a small tunnel that I started. I don't know if it goes anywhere, really, but... yeah. Yeah, because this way, it actually goes pretty far, but I don't know if it led to anything specific.
Not good at flying in tunnels like this,
Yeah.
so I'll just run.
It kind of just ends in an underwater cave. Not a lot to see. I think I was trying to, like,
Alright.
sneak towards your floating island for some reason, but I guess I didn't finish it.
Huh.
And,
Yeah.
of course...
If I remember correctly, I believe there are a lot more tunnels, pretty much a bunch of, like, minecart tunnels. I can't get up there. Hold on. Not having feather falling is very annoying.
Yeah, and having Frostwalker is very annoying as well. Alright, next, I think we'll just finish off the rest of what is in this part of Fulton Town. So this was the voting booth, which originally we kept on fire, and we had some kind of game rule to keep the fire safe so that it wouldn't burn it, but then we turned that off at some point, and it just destroyed it. So that was a shame, but at least some of it's still here. This is the map that
We have a couple of shops. Yeah, the map. Go.
We'll get to see the calculator later.
Yeah, this map wasn't very updated to show everything we had because there's a lot more kind of beyond the calculator, as we called it.
Mm-hmm. Then, I mentioned the block shop earlier, but here it is. I didn't really sell much from here. Tadpoles. Dirt.
I liked the deep slate selling. That was helpful for me, and we'll figure out why eventually. But I also had my own shop which I guess a creeper blew up here. It was kind of a nether shop. It served as a portal to the nether and a place where I sold a bunch of nether items.
Yeah, and this shop actually did well because I love to stimulate the economy through here.
Yes, that's for sure.
This is the chicken coop.
Um,
And this is, Ched the Cheese's house.
yeah, so here, yeah, this is Pro Fox Guy's abode for this season. I guess he was kind of using it as an apartment. This is the carboat garage, or as he called it, the coat. Um, oh,
Not a terrible interior. I do like the
yeah.
table and chairs. And the shower. Oh, wait. Oh,
Oh, secret tunnel.
I've never been in here.
I I guess this is the coat, the carboat. I
It's
think
legendary.
I might have helped him gather some of the materials for this, but I'm pretty sure he built it pretty much all himself.
That's impressive. This is kind of nice. I like the roof too. Like, that is a cool tile. Alright, then other
Right.
than that.
Then there's a second floor,
Mm-hmm.
which has a bit of a story, because I believe what I remember is you can go inside and look at all the signs. So pretty much, Bubby Bloxon, whose Gubby died once, and I guess this was kind of made as like a memorial, because I think, yeah, we all mourn his death. And before he died, he said, I found mob spawner, but he didn't exactly spell it right.
Oh. Spawner.
Yeah.
Alright, so next up we can cover your mini game. After that, we might have to do a bit of thinking on what to do next.
Yeah. So this is a mini game that I made. It's kind of similar to the one from season 4, where it's a 3-part one. So you would start by having a bow and shooting at all the buttons so that you can move up, and then the next section is a maze with a bunch of doors. And if I remember correctly, we only did this minigame once, and it was kind of rigged because I made it, so I knew how to do the maze at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on. Hold up. Come back. Turn around. Come back the way you came.
Oh.
Then whoever would beat the maze would have to do this parkour to get to the end. It's a lot easier when you have the bows to be able to activate all the buttons. Because
Oh,
the idea
got it.
was that you would go different ways, and then you would try to like stop the other person, put blocks in their way and whatnot. But I believe the end goal you wanted to kind of get to this block over here, and then make the jump over here, and then jump down here, and then it says you have won, you have won, you have won. Really, no reward for actually beating the game, but
Well, I think the real reward is that the
Okay.
fun time was had by all.
yeah.
Oh, I guess we had another redstone tower this season. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and we had Mega Torch Tonga.
Yes, the futuristic building I built that I was very disappointed with. until I decided, what if I made it a torch? And then it was actually okay. And here's the one Fulton tree.
Yeah. I would like to briefly step into the nether just to remember what it looks like. I'm pretty sure Compo Samurai had a nether highway. Yep. I remember this place well.
This path
If I
leads us to
remember
the village.
correctly. Yeah, you know this place. You can explain it.
Okay, so this season, of course, again, we had villagers, but because there weren't any nearby villages, we sort of had to make a portal to get the villagers. Well, at least accessible. I think we actually managed to connect them through the ocean there. But anyway, we found this village, and so we decided we could just make a colony here, sort of. So we set up walls, and we made a little lightning catching thing. Then this was the town hall, where my friend Comic Relic was, like, in charge. I don't think we ever did anything from here, though. Then there was also a villager breeder area in here. It's not very good, considering there's only 2 beds. There was an unfinished building I was working on right there. I don't even know what I was doing. I just made a box, I guess. And there's a few buildings over here which were made by me, including this one, and that one. This one I was kind of proud of because I had never done a roof like this before. And I also hid some allays in here, I think. They might have escaped though, so can't be sure. Oh, there they are, yeah. Nice, still have them. And then there's also an exit that brings you onto a little path. And there isn't much to note along the path. It's kind of just sparse, and then there's like little bridges and all sorts of things, so you can kind of fly around it. Up there's a tree that's just a little campsite where I ended my season. And down here is a place that I believe I called Camp Kit. Oh no, Camp Keto, okay. And this was the last place I set my spawn, I think, before I quit. And going this way, there is a random village. And that's where we died to end the season.
And then right over there's something that we will get to a bit later.
Yep.
But it's kind of funny that it's right next to all of this.
I know, it's actually somewhat connected. It's kind of nice. And I'm really excited to see that, because I've only seen it once, and it was, 2 years ago.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fly straight back.
Alright, I will follow you. Next, should we
And we
take a...
could cover the other half. What were you gonna say?
I was going to ask if we should do Atlantis next, or the other side of Fulton.
I was gonna say the other side of Fulton, and then we could do Atlantis and everything else that way.
That works for me. Hold on, I'm going to quickly kill a creeper. I need more rockets. I still got a few left, but...
Yeah.
We're gonna run out before we finish the tour.
Maybe I should check and see if I have any hidden away in my ender chest or something. I don't think I do.
Alright. While I'm flying there, I'm just gonna quickly show off something that isn't really of much note. This is an area I built called Old Fulton. It was kind of just for lore, and the idea that, like, people had to escape from here, so it got abandoned. But nothing much to note, because it's just torn down building things. And a few castles. The castles are nice.
Yep. So, how do we want to cover this? I guess we have these shops over here, which I believe Compo Samurai made, just because he had a bunch of netherrack from making a nether highway, a bunch of sand from doing something, or maybe that was Pro Fox guys, I can't remember. And then also a copper shop for some reason.
Yeah, I believe Compo Samurai did these.
Yeah. This.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But if we go over
But
here, there's a few things I know. First is the library, which has a few books in it. I guess by tradition we'll just page through them so people can read them if they want. So it's a bunch of stuff about Fulton's history. And in the back of it, there's a little tunnel that takes you outside of town. Then there's a few more residential houses I made. I was kind of working on doing slightly better woodwork instead of just normal box houses. And I think some of them came out okay. This one I kind of like. The roof, it's got some segment. Now this was a Comic Relic build. He made a subway. Doesn't really go anywhere, but the aesthetic is very nice.
yeah, it looks really cool.
I guess this is where we got bee-related stuff this season. Not the best setup, but I guess it worked for what we needed. This is another spare house. I'm not sure how I feel about the deep slate roof, but interior looks decent. This was just for more beds because I wanted more villagers. And these two, I believe, are identical houses. Yeah. I guess I just liked this one and built another. But yeah, it's kind of nice. And then the one last one there, which has a stone foundation, it's a little uneven, so that's cool. But now, we can get on to some good builds. Take it away.
So this is okay. So this is pretty much the first thing that was made in East Fulton, and I pretty much made this huge foundation, and I had some interesting plans. I can't exactly remember what they were, but I started off by building this house. I never ended up living in it. Doesn't look that bad. I actually did a full interior, which is surprising for me.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I like it.
And then I made this kind of like factory kind of building, and this is where we kept all of the villagers we wanted to trade with.
Not the worst system for villager trading, if I remember. It actually worked pretty well. Ooh, I forgot about this though. You can go on top.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the plan was to add another layer, and that's why there was a staircase going up.
Yeah, but we never did that, as I didn't even finish the first layer. Oh, and I guess while we have this hole here, we can check out the underground. This goes to show how elaborate this was.
Huh. Yeah.
And this is the staircase I used to get the
I guess
villagers in.
something. Ah. Oh. Got rid of my water.
Okay, maybe I just need to take these off.
I'll just get a new water bucket.
Alright, just a few rapid fire things.
Atlantis now?
Yeah, but quickly,
okay.
turtles. Minecart thing that took you from east to west, which was nice. And I guess while we're here, we can sort of check out your big tower. This is sort of Fulton related, so... Anything you want to say?
I guess. So... I can't exactly remember how I made this idea, but I think I kind of wanted to make the castle ruin over there, but kind of better. I don't exactly remember my reasons, but I kind of just made this massive stone ball and then put something inside of it, put a window, and then you could go inside the mountain. It's got a pretty nice view of Fulton Town, though.
Yeah, and it's a much nicer castle than the purposely ruined one.
And I will say the interior actually looks pretty cool with how I did the shroom lights.
Yeah, I like the depth. And then as I previously mentioned, we have that big, silly, up-in-the-sky minecart system, which was not used very often, and was kind of a waste of logs, but it's there. I also really like this elevator.
Definitely. Okay. You want to lead us to Atlantis?
Yep. I believe this minecart system should take us there. I just need... perfect. Alright, I guess we're both outgoing, so... Hopefully this works. Perfect, okay. So this was the small railway that we used to get to Atlantis. Specifically if I fell off, because it's not very easy to get back on Atlantis. Also, let's just hope... Okay, good. There are a few levers that take you to different places, which is not the best system for minecart, just because it's hard to hit them. Oh, nope.
Oh.
That's okay. They'll come back.
And there's...
Interesting. But anyways, here we are. This right here is Atlantis Square. It's my idea of what a futuristic city in Gurgle Squad would be like, with the help of Thefe, who built this beautiful building, the casino.
Yeah.
Aquaquilio Bogo Fungi Nosy. And over here should be his dog.
Yeah, I don't remember these guys.
Aquadogamo Fish Fungi Nosy. Oh.
Well, If I,
Where'd the machine go? Did you remove it?
I, I think I removed it because it didn't work very well, and we only used it once.
Oh,
So not much of a casino anymore.
kind of a shame. But there was one machine that was like sort of roulette because it was just a dispenser. Alright, I'll just go through a few buildings. This one was a small one. Originally, I wanted it to be an elytra shop, but then I realized not many people need to buy elytras, and I don't have stock to sell. So it kind of just became a cool looking thing. This is Gigatorch Tonga, which was originally just a landmark, but then it became a cool storage thing. And there's a lot of axolotls in here. You'll see why later. Oh, also, more axolotls, because this wasn't enough, I guess. Over here is a little villager silo. And this one was a villager workstation silo. I say silo, but I only ever used the bottom floor because it was just too cumbersome to get stuff to the top. But I remember that one had a pretty nice roof, and I guess that one's just flat. This one was originally supposed to be my mega base. I remember I drew a sketch of it in math class once, and I was thinking like, oh cool, this is where I can live. Then I built it and was like, oh, well this looks okay. And I never really did anything with it. Except that there's a sign you can see from up here, where it says, in the future, graffiti is made on oak wood signs. Good job if you found this, by the way. I don't know if you ever saw that, did you?
I think I did when I came exploring here one time.
Okay. And this building, which I was quite proud of because it took a lot of trial and error, is the spiraling president, mayor, leader office place. Campo Samurai was supposed to be in charge, so this would be his desk. And I'm decently proud of this because the swirl actually came out right, I think. Hopefully. But I did have to tear down lots of it before because I messed it up.
Yeah, it's definitely looks cool.
And now this is one of the first buildings I built here. Actually, probably is the first, which is the H Hotel. It has both a dark side and a good side, which had something to do with... Oh yeah, it was the humble and non-humble. That's what it was. So we're in the non-humble side, and this is where I actually set up my stuff.
Speaking of humble.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess I should explain. So, something about us being humble happened this season, and that's what caused me to make this skin, because I'm just so humble. I have all these cool things, and obviously I'm the most humble person on the server.
Truly. Didn't all start because I wore bling to the presidential election thing that we had?
I think it was something like that.
Yeah. And of course, there's a little thing right here to connect the two. I remember the white one didn't really have as much in it, but I think each room still had its interior done, so good job, 2022 Extra Stuff TV. Your work is being appreciated. And then going on to the last few important buildings, this one is the Iron Golem Farm, which was a terrible idea. The farm barely fits in here, and the golems just spawn outside anyway, so it doesn't really work. It does mean that the town, or the city, I guess, is relatively safe, because you always got these guys, but they were very annoying to kill. There's a few aquariums over here. This one is a turtle one, and the other one just has like 2 fish in it. Yeah, pro tip, never use panes for an aquarium because the fish kind of just get stuck. And lastly is this big, huge, like 8-plot house that was supposed to be some kind of mansion, I guess. And I never really finished it in terms of stuff being on the inside, but there is interior, and I think it turned out okay. I do like how it looks. It's just not very useful.
It's definitely a big project.
Yeah. Almost hurts to look at from the inside, and I remember it
It
starting
does.
quite small.
Looks really cool from up above, though.
Overall, I am very proud of Atlantis because we finally did our idea of a futuristic city, which had been somewhat postponed since Season 6. And also, I do like the water wall that I added. I was worried it would cause too much lag, but it's cool, and you can run across it to make it go away. Because I had Frostwalker.
Yeah.
But,
And maybe we want to briefly explain why we call it the calculator?
yeah, when you look at the map, it really does look like a calculator with all the buildings being buttons and the big top part up there being a screen. And it's all in a big box, too.
Okay, where do we want to go next?
I guess we should check out your tiny modded town. Not much of it is going to be able to show up because we don't have the mods anymore, sadly, but the buildings themselves should still be there. Just, they won't have flooring.
Yes.
However, I do need to quickly grab some sugarcane and make paper because I'm almost out of rockets, or maybe completely out. Oh, and this is the movie theater where I guess I wrote, "Our destruction is certain," from the mayor.
Wait, where is that?
On the other side of Fulton. The newer part. And these are just some blue axolotls, which I spent a lot of time breeding this season. Again. Yeah, over here. It's this little stone thing. It's a movie theater, I guess. Oh, also, this is a cheddar cheese shop right here. Not much to it, but I've seen it. And now this, I believe, is for you.
Look at the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at some point in the season, I don't know, probably it was just offline, and I was just in a creative world trying to cook up some ideas for what I wanted to build, and eventually I made up this thing where it was just like a collapsing bridge with a train running off of it. And I think I sent like a screenshot of it in the Discord, maybe. And then I eventually built it on the server.
I do realize this is somewhat similar to the season 9 train that we'll be seeing later today. Especially
Yeah, I
with the
did
black
kind of
stone.
base the idea off of that.
But this one is just incredible.
Just, yeah. It was a lot of work trying to figure out how to make it look like the train track was actually kind of falling down. It definitely worked. Then over here we have this small town. I think the idea was it was going to be for Pro Fox Guy to rule over, and Compo Samurai was making a mod where he made a bunch of colored woods, and I was gonna use like the gray wood planks for that for the floor, but since we don't have mods running, we don't have floors.
Yep.
And I mean, doesn't make this place all that much worse because it's not that great to begin with.
Yeah, I will say this project did get abandoned rather quickly, if I remember.
Yeah, very quickly.
I do like the style of these two buildings, and this one's pretty good too. But it is kind of just a brick block with no floor.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to go across the ocean to the library and all that?
Yeah, let's go. And then when we come back, we can hit XCOM, and then in the same direction, we can hit the ending spot. So that should work.
Before we go towards XCOM, we go to the big tower.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I? I didn't mention that. Whoops. Yeah, because that's also in the same direction, sort
Yeah,
of.
the
Just if you go
thumbnail.
right.
Hmm. Oh boy. It's a bit more to the right. Well, we should be coming across it right about. Oh, no, it's still up a bit more.
Look at that.
Here's the library. Pretty massive project for me. The chandeliers don't look that bad.
My favorite part has always been the window, though. It's just like the carpet in season 10. Or, no, season 9. We'll get to see that later today. It's also wide.
Yeah, we're gonna see more pictures of Thief. Yeah.
I love it.
But with this whole library design, I kind of just winged it. So that's why as it gets higher, it just kind of gets a bit more confusing. Like I added in a big brick section and then I had to make a sandstone part leading up to it and then the roof was very complicated, but I think it looks really cool.
I would agree. You can even fly out of it through here.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, all the other stuff around here isn't quite as nice. I still really like the bridge though.
Oh, no. Oh. Did I do this, or was this you also? This must have been...
The big brick with the pit in the ground, that's
Yeah.
me.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of that one random birch building in season 1, where it's just like not finished and it's kind of just a block.
Yeah.
But this
But
book,
the
on the
boat
other hand,
looks alright.
yeah, it's got some shape to it. I wonder if there's anything underneath. Oh, oh, it goes deep. Not really anything down here, but it does go pretty far.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to note about this place. I wanted it to be like the next cool town, but then right after making the library and the bridge, I made whatever shape this was, and then I kind of just gave up just building these with all the lanterns hanging above.
Yeah, I also remember that you proposed that I would like also join in this at some point, and I didn't do that, which, you know, that also kind of kills a project when, you know, it's just you working on it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to see Big Tower?
Yes.
My project of the season.
You remember where it is though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much straight from here.
Okay.
And once we,
Oh,
oh yeah,
that's way closer than I remember.
yeah. So there's a lot to unpack with this. At some point, kind of mid-season for this, I just decided I came all the way out here, saw this big mountain, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I built something up here? And then I built this massive ring, starting with the main first layer, which is kind of like a prison for some reason. If you can find your way in here. With kind of this weird parkour like thing. I don't know what I was going for here, but you can kind of just run around endlessly here if you want to do that. Now, it was annoying having to, well, I mean, I didn't have to, but I did build all these prison cells. It was annoying having to get all the iron doors and all the levers and everything for this.
Yeah, but I gotta say, having all those doors there adds a cool sense of scale to this. I mean, this would really be like a full prison.
Yeah. And then there's some staircases in the corners that lead up to the next layer, which, I mean, is pretty empty. And from this point, you can't really go up that much more. You can see everything up here. It's
Wait,
just kind of a big space with nothing in it.
is this black glass or tinted glass? I can't tell.
I think it's just black stained glass.
Okay.
Now we could look at the ring around the edge because that was kind of added near the end along these floating islands. That's why they weren't completed because it was at the end and I don't know, I must have not had enough stuff and I didn't want to make two more floating islands. But I really like the ring around this. And then up here on top of the grass part is kind of the second section of this where I didn't really know what to do, so I just built whatever I wanted, and I mean, it doesn't look that bad.
Oh. Yeah, this still looks cool. Oh, oh, oh. Oops.
It's always nice. Oh, oh, almost die. It's always nice just going on the very top and just looking down because you can't see the ground from here.
Wow.
So this was, I'd say this is one, well, at least it's one of my favorite parts of season 8, even though it wasn't really completed.
Even so, I mean, just the scale of this. It's scary to know that
I
one
jumped
person
off.
did this in survival alone.
Yeah. Always nice when I come back to look at it.
This is
Looks really
probably,
cool if you fly away and you're in F5. Ooh.
isn't this bigger than the traffic cone? Like, look at the base of it. I think this is.
Might be. So, going back to what I said pretty early on, with how I appreciated the deep slate part of your blog shop, this is what I used most of the deep slate for.
Wow.
Okay. Is it time to move on to XCOM and that stuff?
I guess so, but... Oh, yeah, we can't forget that. Fun fact, I genuinely did not know that that was a Masters of the Universe reference. I just thought you were calling it Castle Grayskull for some reason.
Huh. Well, um, somewhere over here, a bit far away from Fulton Manor and Fulton Town, we have this little hill. Hold on, I'll wait for you to get here. There you are. Where I built my interpretation of Castle Grayskull from He-Man. And yet again, I made another Accent Filio Mago Funginosi guy. But I made him look like He-Man.
Yeah,
Or
because
tried my best.
he has a 10-pack.
Yeah.
Too bad he doesn't have a dog, though.
Yeah, I think I just gave up on doing that.
Still, this is also very nice. I feel like I say this about all your builds, but... they're just always good.
At this one, I had kind of a picture to make a basis off of, though. Okay. XCOM then?
XCOM, then. So this was a collaborative project between me and Comic Relic, where we just wanted to make a big evil business, sort of. And you said the XCOM was based off of the bad guys in Tron, which I think you said were called NCOM. So I helped him build some of the building, and we made a logo. And then down here, next to his house, which this is where he lived for most of the season, just all tucked away here. He had a few entrances. One of them is behind a portal, and the other one is underneath that end rod. The portal one, I believe, takes you to the villager thing immediately. And this is the main one, which can get you all the way to the top. Or, well, the last four that we bothered working on. Oh, come on. And of course, there's like an office and some blue axolotls in here. And you can see below, there's the villagers. And then one of the main things of XCOM that took up a lot of time was Project Catacombs. This is a giant tunnel where we dug out most of the mountain and made it so that the villagers could fall through here. And then from this control panel area, you could decide to let a villager fall. And when this light was on, that meant that there was a villager ready to go. And here there is. So, click the button, and there he goes. Actually quite a nice system, even if the redstone is terrible. And then I believe we can follow him right down here. Oh, that actually almost worked. If only there was a torch there. Then he gets pushed along through this tunnel, and down here there's a waterway so people can follow him. And he goes up through here. And then as he heads up to the surface, he goes through a little area that like pokes out. So that's what this building is. And I guess a creeper made an entrance to it, so that's kind of nice. And then from here, that tunnel would take them all the way to Fulton Town, which we don't really need to see, but you can kind of just get it by hearing it. But it was a pretty fun system to work on.
Yeah, so one thing about Season 8 that we haven't already mentioned is this is kind of like the extra modern age of Gurgle Squad where we actually had streams take place on this season.
Oh, you're right, we did.
If people remember those gurgling stupidity things,
Mm-hmm.
where you worked on XCOM pretty much.
True, but that was before I even started doing the normal stream branding. It was just gurgling stupidity.
Yep. And now, I did build a secret thing here because of I was like, oh man, XCOM is so evil, so I made this secret base here. I don't know what I made that big cave down there for. And there was a book that had like conspiracy theories or whatever. But I figured I would just show that off.
Oh, you have it, right?
I don't.
Oh.
It might be in my ender chest or lost.
Ah. Okay. Well, I think we got everything other than the ending bit. Okay, well, yeah. True. I don't know how much of that we can actually see, though. Oh, wait, no, there it is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's go to the mob spawner. Oh, I guess let's check this out.
Yeah.
We might as well, since we're here.
This is another building that kind of got ruined by the fact that we don't have the mods anymore.
Yep. Oh, I thought
This still works.
so. This was my big base plan. I just like I built the train in creative. I also built some of these towers, kind of making my plans, and then so the original idea was all the floors would be made out of these like smooth obsidian brick blocks, but eventually the mods stopped working for me, and so I wasn't able to complete my base, so I had to just give up on it.
Mm-hmm. And it was a shame because it was actually doing pretty well. And I do like that glass effect there.
Yeah, and one thing about the mods stopping working, and also a gurgling stupidity stream is one time while you were doing a stream, I was online and I was flying, and then I landed over here, which is in range of the mods, so my tunks weren't loaded since the mods didn't work, and so I got glitched and stuck here. So then you tried to get me out, and I think you just eventually had to kill me to free me.
Yup. That's why that wall is there.
Yep. Well, it doesn't look that bad, just if I was able to actually complete it.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but now we kind of know better that Gurgle Squad and mods are not the most compatible things.
Yeah.
It was a bit more tasteful in Season 9.
Yeah. Although still didn't really work out.
Yeah.
So now here is the skeleton spawner that we turned into a mob farm. Oh boy, it's clogged.
This is how we were able to afford all the bone meal and white dye we needed for XCOM. And it actually works quite well.
A lot of time was spent just sitting here waiting for the skeletons to go through and then killing them, getting a bunch of XP.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is it time to check out the end of season thing?
Yep. I'm just gonna run there, which will be okay thanks to Frostwalker.
Oh. Are you out of rockets?
Yeah.
Okay,
thank
take
you.
27.
Oh, that is more than enough, because it's like right here.
Yeah, so this is another one of my secret projects, and I kind of made it at the end of the season just because probably around the time I was like, yeah, the season's gonna be over soon, so I need to do something to pass the time. And so, I think it's right over here. I built this structure. Once you get close enough, it's right past this. I see the beacon. So I built it up on the hill, and it's just this massive oak structure. Originally, I didn't have a plan for it, but once we get into it, we'll see that I eventually formed a plan. Thank you. So, I don't remember what the original idea was. I don't know if I really want to fill in the walls, but it probably would have looked a lot worse if I did. So I think it's better that it's just this open area. And I have another one of those glass effect things with a beacon at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree with you that the walls do look better open concept. It is nice that you did decorate the front wall, though.
Now, back here is where we have the incredible redstone of me. It's a lever. Incredible. And then you drop here. And then, oh, wait, I need to fix this because, wait, no. Because so this is Business Gurgle's Amazing Babby's Youth sequel. Young, outstanding, unbelievable, terrific, and honorable. And this is supposed to be my sequel to Babby's Youth from Season 6, and I did that by spelling out Babby's Youth with all of the words.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Did you get all the axolotl colors? I don't see a pink one.
I think I just stole a bunch of your axolotls.
Oh. Well, there's one blue one, so that's good. At least you got one part about Babby's Youth, right? There's brown one.
Yeah.
Yellow.
And you should see what the blue one's named.
Oh boy. Wait, how'd you get in? Soak touch? I don't have soak touch.
The corner. There's
Oh.
block at the corner right over here.
Alright. Here, I'll take this off just to be safe.
Oh, right over here. I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure I named it.
His name's Babby's Youth.
It only makes sense.
I gotta say, it's kind of a shame
Okay.
you didn't get the pink one. With that, you'd have a full collection, I think.
Yeah. Now, there's much more of a collection. So, we have a horse, a pink sheep, which I just found naturally roaming around. And I named it King John because I wanted to get a llama to be King John from Season 6, but I could only do a pink sheep. That was the best I could work with.
Oh, it's Freddy the Second
We have
from
Freddy the
season 1.
Second. Yeah, and then a couple of cool items over here in the item frames. A trident, a bucket of dotty back, zombie head, dragon egg, dragon skull, nautilus shell, tadpole bucket, but I have uh, the skeleton horse that I just stole from you. I feel like I named this a villager, well, a good villager back at season 4.
You did. I believe that was the Taploid
So,
one.
very creative on my part.
Also, this stolen skeleton horse, I was looking for
But,
this for hours once. Or maybe hour, but it got so bad that
yeah, it's,
I was x-raying for it in a copy world, thinking like, okay, where could it have gone? And we actually found one that got like trapped in your mountain somehow.
huh. Yeah, that's on me. Just stealing a skeleton horse for my nefarious purposes.
Really, I'm just
Oh,
glad it
wait.
wasn't dead.
Hold up, I'm dropping a rocket.
Alright, one rocket, let's do this. Yes, okay.
Oops. Okay. Oops. So, I guess it's about time for retrospective on this season. If you have anything to say, I'll let you talk now.
Okay, I would say a lot of the season doesn't quite feel as organized and streamlined as Season 6, but it feels like an improvement from Season 7. And there's areas like, Atlantis that I am genuinely impressed with that we managed to pull off in the time. And they're just very refined, and it's nice. Fulton is a bit messy, but it does have some nice builds. And your mega builds this season have been insane. I mean, this and the tower, it's a pretty good season. Definitely better than 7. And from what we've seen so far, probably like right beneath 6. Maybe it'd be like 816 actually. Or 861. Either way you want to put it.
Yeah, so when we got through season 8 and we were just about to start season 9, if you would have asked me, I probably would have said season 8 was the best season we did, just because I guess pretty much everything you said, all the stuff I did was pretty crazy. And I just liked kind of the whole vibe of everything that we made. Fulton Town was a really nice area. And we also had other nice places like Atlantis, and then the whole. I mean, it's hard to say that XCOM was like a storyline, but I liked what it brought to the season. Kind of like mystery, ooh, spooky, evil business and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, and then there were also the other little things like, I mean, hard to say this is a little thing, but it was pretty much the last day of the season kind of thing, and then that was it until now. And then also Castle Grayskull and other little things. But this is still one of my favorite seasons.
I would agree, but it's difficult to gush about this one when I know what's going to come next. Well, actually, when I know what season is going to come next.
I mean,
first you have a bit of a disappointment to get through.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy that we talked so highly about this when it might have not even happened if you didn't overlook something.
Yep. Do you think we're ready to show what we overlooked?
Yes.
Alright. Hopefully I did this right, and we have the file. Whoops, I didn't put it in the folder yet. Technical difficulties.
This will be fun, because I haven't seen this in a long time.
Me neither. This was stuck on my old computer for quite a while. And I think oh, there it is, yeah. Very indicative of the world that I renamed the file Failure. Oh, whoops. Okay. Hopefully this is the right thing. If not, this will be a bit awkward.
Hopefully.
I haven't actually checked it.
Oh.
But But either way, it should open something because we are running a vanilla version of the latest version of Minecraft, so it can't be outdated. Alright.
Hey, time to find out.
Okay, yeah, I think this is
Oh,
it.
I'm at half a heart and I'm in a cave. I think this was the original season 7, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Because I believe I had a plan. Like, I figured out a seed, and then you just opened up this world, and I was like, but I want to use my seed. And then we played on this for like 10 minutes and then gave up.
Oh no. Hmm.
Boy,
Oh, wait, okay.
thunder jump scare in Minecraft.
I just remembered what I named the file. I know why I can't find it. I renamed it Gurgle Squad Creative, I think.
Oh, yeah, because that's what it became in the end.
Well, I mean, I guess this is still somewhat part of Gurgle Squad history. Even if it's just something silly that the computer generated. We didn't do anything, though. I'm at somewhat of a loss as to what to do. I could grab my old computer and try and get it onto here.
Um, how about for now we just move on to season 9?
Yeah, okay.
If we have time another day to just quickly do like a 10-minute look through of season 8 OG, and we can do that.
Actually, okay. Maybe I can try and get it started sending to my computer while we're doing the Season 9 retrospective. Because it will not take long at all to check out that world.
Okay. Now, this one, on the other hand, it might take a while.
Yeah. Let's try and be brisk with all of this.
Yeah. So, here we are. I think I need to make sure I have enough rockets for this.
Oh, wow, my frame rate, it feels like it's chugging. It's just such a big season.
Okay. This will be a fun one to get through. Oh,
First,
man.
yeah, we need to point this out. This was a house made out of modded blocks, so it's gone in this copy at least. I think I have a backup copy that should still have the file data for the blocks that should be there. Hopefully. But yeah.
Okay. So I'd say the best way to start season 9 is just by looking at the map.
Okay, I'm just gonna start spitballing.
Because this,
town
compared
names.
to all the... Okay, you go.
Okay, so this is Thief Town. Southern part is Traffic District. This is the road that connects a bunch of stuff. This is Ched Junction. That's the Evil Tower. This is Thief Town. Sorry, this is Cortland. And also a few buildings south of it. This is a building that was kind of unfinished. This was at Skydis. That was Grub Bay. That's a castle. That's a giant castle. Made of mangrove and stuff. And that one is Albuquerque. And then that's the van from Breaking Bad. And somewhere around here there's a big train. That's a basic overview.
Yeah. So I guess we could start with just running through Cortland. So it's amazing seeing this because when the mod stopped working for me, I couldn't see any of this, so it was just an empty void. So it's nice actually being able to see Compo Samurai's home.
Yeah, and thankfully the basement part was just built out of normal blocks, so that'll stay here for a while.
Oh, look! If you look at the bamboo farm, he had he had a lot of bamboo,
Wow, quite a lot.
and on the other side, it's pretty much all full. Okay. So then over here we have my house, kind of a mess, a bunch of shulker boxes everywhere, then a bunch of junk. Kind of the same idea as season 6, just living in a villager house. Most of the buildings here in Cortland don't really matter. We have Gubby's shop that no one really ever used,
Yeah, poor Gubby.
sheep farms, a chicken farm. I believe Chubbo's chicken is in here. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Chubbo's chicken
no.
got out. Whatever.
Sorry,
It,
Chiquito.
it's the world tour. This doesn't matter.
Yeah, this
Chiquito's
is
out.
non-canon.
Is Chiquito dead?
No, Chiquito's right here. He's fine. See?
Then we can see the progression of Gubby's names throughout this. Skipping John Games 88, I guess, because I guess John Games 88 never logged on to this season.
Yeah, he was very salty about that name. Although if you look in the corner, IB Grubby Matey did log on this season. I guess you forgot to add that.
Yeah. So then, yeah. So then this is Chubbo Cheeks' home. He played on the server for a while and then stopped, never logged on again, really.
Yeah. Thankfully we got him back for season 10, but he was kind of just an event guy.
Yeah. And then, continuing off the theme of just people living in these homes, we have Ched the Cheese's house. There's a bit more to this. I mean,
Yeah, nothing much
compared to
here.
just the regular villager house. We have kind of a secret underground thing. Well, underwater, more like. So I guess that just leads underwater, and then if you go up a bit more, there's a tunnel that we can't exactly access because Ched used iron trapdoors
Oh.
and there's no buttons. But there is a secret path that we will be able to access eventually. Oh, you figured it out?
Oh. Aha. Oh.
Oh, this just messes up the... hold up. I believe this just... Hold up. I believe this just leads underneath Grubby's house. Go into swim mode. Oh. Does it stop here? Yeah. I don't think this goes anywhere.
Okay.
Let's get out of here. So then there's kind of my expanded area of Cortland where I wanted to make it seem like an actual town. And so I made a bunch of buildings, but here we have Chubbo's Sniffers, I believe. Josh, Joe, John, Jacques, Jacques Quavius, and John Dale.
Nice.
We have we have Ched the Cheese's home, which pretty much has nothing except the secret tunnel that we really just saw.
Ah, okay.
And then this home leads up to kind of the cliffside area, which is nice. I don't particularly like too many of the buildings here. Here's the voting hall. I will quickly find a bed. Okay, so most of the buildings here are just a bunch of empty things, but we do have the Temple of Kidonius Kidus, which was a joint project between Kidonius and I, Kidonius slash Ched the Cheese. So this is kind of just a whole joke build. Here is Kidonius Kidus himself. And there's a bunch of lore, so if you flip through that, people can read it if they want to. It's very extensive and elaborate.
Gurgle Squad season -3. Interesting how the Fulton people are mentioned, even though they didn't come into play until season 8.
Yeah. Okay. Where do we go from here? Thief Town?
I guess so. And we can take the railway too, because that also sort of ties into here.
Oh,
And then I guess we end with Grub Bay, right?
yeah, kind of that area.
So this is the one thing that I sort of built for Cortland, which is just a train station. I think it came out okay. Obviously it's not anything crazy, but the best part is I actually fully furnished the railway. So from all the way across the towns,
It's very.
it's 2 towns, you can very slowly get between the 2 of them.
Faster than running. That's for sure.
Barely. Apparently though, the next Minecraft update might actually have some fixes to minecart speed, because the newest snapshot has stuff about that, so that's cool.
Yeah, a bit late considering we're already past season 9 with this.
Yeah. And who knows, we might not even have a railway in season 10. But maybe. It could be useful.
Maybe.
Alright, here we are. Oh, goodbye. Here we are in glorious Thief Town. And this is the Thief Town flag. You'll be seeing it a lot. I don't know why that's there. So this is a town that I decided to start because Thief wanted to take that village over there, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna be working in this village. And I was like, okay, cool. So then I just left and started wandering in this direction until I found this very well. And I was like, well, this is a good enough place to start. So I built my house here, which is this one. This is the original building, and this was my original house.
I don't want to interrupt, but do you think we should maybe use one of these guidebooks?
That would be a great idea. Okay, the first 2 I already got on point, so that's perfect. The third one is Thief Town Mine, which is right here. Pretty self-explanatory. This is a mine built by Comic Relic, I believe, and just brings you all the way down, and that's where we did our digging. see, number 4 is the voting booth. This was made by you. This was for the Thief Town election, which I think I won. I hope I won at least.
Hold up, I can count. I got 3 votes. You got 1.
Oh. Never mind then. Moving on to point 5, we have the abandoned structure. This was originally Comic Relic's house, but he decided to move out, so to include some lore, he made the building look all decrepit and stuff, and then up at the top there's like a little lore book, which we probably shouldn't show in this video.
Wait, is there? I never actually knew that. Hold
Oh yeah,
on.
there is. If you want to read it, it's in the top floor. It's a little book that just describes what he
I know.
wanted to happen.
Okay, yeah, I never ever went up here.
And while you do that, we can talk about the statue of you I made. So, now that Season 9 is behind us, I can be a bit more clear about this. So obviously, this is a statue of your skin. You are Thief. And I built it because I did feel like there was a slight disconnect between us in Season 8, just because I wasn't the best at communicating at that point. So I thought it'd be funny if I made a town that was specifically calling out to you, you know, with your name, and also your face. So using the limited blocks I had, I built a thief. Right there. Thus it was Thief Town.
Yeah, it really works for some reason. Sand, coal, and oak wood.
I know, thanks. It's a weird palette, but... The next up should be 7, which is the storage shed. This was pretty simple. This little weird looking build with a bunch of chests in it. And I pretty much used this throughout the season, and it was a very good build. It did its job. Oh, the grave? Yeah, I just wanted to build a sign, and I guess it ended up looking like a grave. Don't worry, guys. Thief is not dead. He's right here. And number 8. Wait a minute. Yeah, the points are on here. Never mind. Number 8 is the Lonely Puffer. There's actually 2 of them in there for some reason. I meant to expand this at some point, but I never did. So it's kind of just like this. And this pillar right here is there because I put a dragon head on a nitwit villager once, and I just let him wander around Thief Town. And somehow he got on top of this building, fell off right here, and died. So I just decided to mark the exact coordinate of his death. And it was kind of a shame. And going on to 9i, we have the Thief Town Iron Baron. This is like the 3rd Iron Baron we've seen in these tours. And this one only ever made like 1 sale. It was during the beginning of the season, and it's been dormant ever since. The only difference is that I swapped the B on top from the original copper to iron. Because for some reason I didn't have enough iron for a B at first. Then there's the stable. Pretty self-explanatory. You got a little place to register horses, and then you got some places to keep them. This is my main horse, Pete the First, and this one is a horse where I bred our horses together just to get a spare horse. And these were some skeleton horses, which I got from a random day. I think there were 3, maybe. I'm not sure. It was probably only 2.
Maybe.
And this, I think you can explain.
So this is a remnant from the unfortunate events of the Woodland Mansion stream when you had to go AFK. And I tried my best to entertain, so this is pretty much the only thing left as a result of that.
Cauliflower. Back onto the normal town. This is the saloon. I am sort of happy with how this build came out. And I am glad that eventually I did start brewing potions, but no one really bought them from here. So that was kind of a shame. But it's kind of nice. And there's a 2nd floor with the sign that says don't question anything and a few spare rooms. I don't actually know why this is there. When I wrote it, it just said like don't forget to take your items back if you leave them here.
Interesting.
I know. Did you change it or comic relic? Wow, who knows?
I honestly don't know.
This is the mayor's office where... Oh, this is 2 months ago. Upon this day was declared that 3 of the people we call Thefe dwell among us in various forms. This is known as the 3 Thieves Law, Constitution, Declaration. The first of these is the one who built Thief Town. The second of these is the mayor of Thief Town, a horse. The last of these is just Thief, pretty much, I guess. Signed Thief, Thief, and Thief. So here we are, the 3 thieves in one room. Thief the horse, Thief the thief, and Thief the builder, which is me. I built Thief Town, mostly. And I am the Sigma.
Yep.
And again, this is another pretty average looking build. This one is the villager thing. Not too much to note. Comic Relic did come in and organize it for me, which is very nice. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get to the villagers when they're not all wandering around.
Yeah. Then there's a goat there for some reason. We should take note of that. I think I know why that ended up there. But this is the sniffer enclosure, where I named 2 of the sniffers after the 2 YouTube channels I am the most fond of, Gentoo Penguin Productions and Compo Samurai. Great guys, great videos. There we go. There's Gentoo Penguin Productions. And these are the first sniffers we had on the server. I went through all the hassle to get them. And Compo Samurai was my first one. I'd say it was kind of fun and worth it. This is an ugly spare house where we keep cured villagers from zombies. They still have some nice deals on them. I don't know if they will for much longer because of the whole update, but it was convenient having them. This is the smelting house where I would just cook stuff in bulk. I guess there's a wither skull there. This is a spare house I built, which is just a test for building bigger houses. And this was pretty much the capstone of original Thief Town, sort of. This actually came a bit later. But this is my house. It's pretty big, and I think I got it all done in one day, exterior-wise. And I am somewhat proud of it because it's got some layers to it. There's like 4 different floors you can go on. And the first floor, at least, has like a full interior. It just gets worse the further you go up. And from here, you get a pretty average view of the center of Thief Town. There's a few more other things in Thief Town before we get to the traffic district. One of them is the other big house that you can get to through like a side door. That one might just be easier to fly to, because it's just right here. And that up there is just a pillar we got for the Star Trader achievement. So there's a Fletcher up there, I guess. This was a big house I built just to build more big houses because I liked the first one. But I didn't really do anything with it. I do like this balcony where you can see into the upper floor, but other than that, not a whole lot to note. And this one's a lot more box-shaped than the other one. And of course you have the giant Thief Town flag, the train station, which we came in, a big sheep farm, and the industrial backyard area. That's where I kept my iron farm, my bees, and my concrete machine. This was very useful for when I needed to make a lot of concrete. And I had to make a lot of concrete. And now, getting on to the best part of Thief Town, the traffic district. This is the tree line thing. I spent many stream hours here. You can go watch that stream now if you want. I filled 10 shulker boxes right here. Across this very line of dirt. I guess it's rooted dirt now. But I guess it's time to go on to the traffic district. Starting with a big traffic cone. I made a big giant base in the middle of the ocean here because I thought it would look cool, and it did. And then I was trying to think of what to build here, and my older sister told me do a traffic cone. So I tried to figure out if I could get enough orange dye. Turns out I could, and I think it's kind of cool. It's not very practical, but the inside is nice because you have this aquarium underneath that's walled in, so you got fish you can keep in there. You got a beacon in the middle, so it's fun to be in here. The beacon beams are also orange to fit the pattern. And of course, you couldn't have a big traffic cone in the center without having some stuff around it. So I started experimenting with building stuff. And there goes Thief on the ice bridge. I think the first thing I built was this house, which, it was experimental to say the least. I don't know what I was doing with that big top part. If I cut that out, it honestly would have looked okay, but it just had to be there. Then this is the Gurgle shop, which never really sold anything. But if you go to the back here, you can see the output of the Gurgle machine. And it's actually doing quite well for itself. I don't think I or anyone else ever used anything that came from the Gurgle machine. But I mean, look at it. There's just chickens up there constantly firing their eggs into this pit of doom. And then the chickens fall to their death as they get squashed. I feel like I have to do a lot of talking here, but this is the museum. I did not fill it. But there is a fossil that we found. This is a naturally generated one that we rebuilt here. Probably not perfectly. Over here, there is an amethyst geode exhibit. And then this is a very pathetic display of the dragon egg, which I got from Thefe. And Thefe, do you want to explain why I got it from you?
If I remember correctly, originally the path around the traffic cone was made out of campfires minus the fire. And I thought it would be so much cooler if you replaced it with ice so you can ice boat around it. And so I told him I would give him the dragon egg. Mm-hmm. Well, you, as in him. I would give you the dragon egg if you replaced it with ice, and that was a deal right there.
Yeah. It took a lot of campfires, but I guess it was worth it just to display it here. Moving right along, we got the top floor where you get the nice greenish roof. I wanted to use dark prismarine, but it's too expensive, so I went with wood. Here you have a turtle exhibit, a goat exhibit. This guy can never escape because he's walled in. A lore exhibit. I guess I should page through all of these so they're somewhat preserved. But this was Thief's idea of some lore for the season, written by someone. And he gave me the challenge of putting them all in order, which I think I did right.
Yeah, I think you did. And then I had a couple of joke stories. Like, here we have History of Atlantis from concept to calculator.
Yep.
Is floor 2 real?
This is a terrible exhibit. I don't know why I did this, but I just put one flag here, and it's not centered. This one is a... another sniffer. This one's kind of nice, a bit small though. This is a diamond thief. This is kind of impressive, I think. It's quite a few diamonds. This is a dinner bowl mushroom display. I actually only ever naturally found one mushroom on this world, so I went into Creative World to try and figure out where another mushroom biome was, just so I could get more. Felt a bit scummy for doing that, but it is necessary. This is the original Iron Baron sign. These are a few fish I caught that I thought looked cool. They're all black and green. And the reason I caught so many fish was because I wanted blue axolotls, which I got. So I put some in here. Although there definitely used to be more, so I think some of them might have died in here. with these two buildings, with this building done, we're getting close to the end of the traffic district because there isn't too much to say about the rest of it. Here, I just built a house and a farm. There, I built another house with a lake, and originally there were frogs in the lake, but of course, they hop away and get lost. This is a big tree I built. I don't really know what I was going for. Originally, it was going to be a normal tree, then I went for palm tree, and it turned out okay, not the best. This is a little golfing green. I kind of like how it came out. This was a tiny village. I think there's like 3 villagers in here, all locked in one house because I didn't trust them on their own. This is a little cliff area where there's a villager, where I exhibited some wild looking sniffers. This was kind of fun. I do like how the cliff kind of blocks out some of the desert, so it's like you have this little biome. This area was where mushrooms lived, and thankfully they actually sort of stayed in their areas, which is kind of nice. Can't say the same for the goats, because over here was the goat area, and if I remember, one of them ended up inside the sheep pen, and I guess the other one was behind it. I wonder if I can find him. Yep, there he is. So one goat there, and then we already saw the other one earlier in the stream. It was like right there. I think at least. Minecraft goats are very weird. Then after that goat exhibit, I'm almost done talking. We have another village and a little bridge, a waterfall, and a farm. And after that was done, I figured I could be done with the traffic district, and we ended season 9 somewhat abruptly without a stream, because the stream that was going to end it failed miserably.
I helped build the traffic district. Technically.
Do we have any beds in here? Looks like empty houses.
There might be one in some of the houses over here. Aha, perfect.
Okay. Is that all there is to this area? We have a little fort over here.
Oh, yeah, okay. This was a fort that I built just to keep out the pillagers because there's a pillager outpost on the other side. And it sort of worked, so I was happy with it. Did I give it a name, though? 20i, let's see. Ah, Fort Thief, of course.
Naturally.
Alright, well that's it for Thief Town, I think. Quite a big project. I did spend the majority of the season here, even though originally I already thought it was done and then I came back. I think after my long rant, we need to do something of you first.
I was gonna say we could quickly check out Ched Junction because there's not much to see there.
Okay. Oh yeah, and there's the Thief Town sign. Yeah, pretty simple. I just did that in one day and thought it was fine. I did terraform that though. I'll be quick. This is Ched Junction. I just built 4 walls and 4 towers with a bunch of houses on the inside with like water on the roof. None of these houses have interior, and it ends with a little pool. There is really nothing significant about this except I wanted a stopgap between Thief Town and Cortland, and I think it did that job quite well.
Okay. Is it about time we covered the big evil looking tower? It's not evil, by the way.
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is my big project for the season. If you can't already tell, it's pretty massive. I had to mine over 40,000 deep slate to accomplish this, and also buying deep slate off of other people just to make this happen. So this kind of has a story if you just look at the books. I kind of explain. So this main first room, to start with, I didn't really do a whole lot of interior, but this one, I like how it turned out with just some highlights of the warped wood and quartz. Now up here, this one is a lot brighter, and I really like this one. So this is kind of like an arena with a bunch of seating that goes way high up. I just really liked how this one turned out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say you were inspired by like one of the Rocky movies when building this?
Oh yeah, so I guess the main idea for building that in particular was Rocky 4, because I watched it sometime around then.
Oh, well, this is gonna be good.
Now this one, I think I might have taken some things out, but we have other side pig steps, some goat horns.
You know, I don't have music and sounds on.
Oh.
Whoa. It's deep. This one. I remember that.
Yeah. Now, so over here I had two pots, but then I got rid of them. I have dotty back, sniffer egg, lodestone. Let's go over here. Another lodestone, and then just a bunch of armor trims and an upgrade template.
It's kind of funny what we did with templates this year,
And
because we just
the other
both
one-
got the same one.
Yeah. Now, this is a bunch of enchanted golden apples and wither skulls. Even though it's probably not the most visually impressive, just the 3 enchanted golden apples and 3 wither skeleton skulls, that's probably just like by its presence the coolest thing. Now this one, when I made this section of it, I was kind of going for a much different feel, because at this point it doesn't even seem like we're in the tower anymore. And that was the goal. Because we walk up here and then, I mean, it's not really the best because I had very limited space, but you look out here and it's supposed to look like the outside sky. Because it looks like we're in the mountains now. And we go up here and it's this nice little house. Uh-oh. Chests. This one's filled with a bunch of sandstone, table, crafting table. And you go up here and then you're at the top of the house. Top floor, and then there's a book that I wrote. I mean, I definitely didn't write it. The mysterious
Yeah, of
individual
course.
who made the tower. But it's pretty much an explanation as to why everything here was made. It's kind of hard to fly out, but and you go up here and there's this giant laser making that in the sky. It originally wasn't supposed to even look like the sun, but then that's kind of how it turned out.
This is incredible. It's like the spiral house in a season 8, but taken to the next level.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. I think there's a couple of smaller things we can quickly knock out. Oh, wait. Let's briefly go back over to Portland. Now, originally, right over here, it's kind of been built over already, but this flat area, there used to be a desert temple. And one day, it mysteriously disappeared. And this all goes with something I built over here, if the chunks would load for me. It's right over here. Now if I know, it is this build that I have right here, kind of just this cave with the desert temple, just perfectly rebuilt. There's nothing special about it. I just rebuilt the desert temple in here, but with the books back at the museum, this whole area kind of has a bit more of a purpose.
Huh. Maybe I should reread this sometime. Thankfully they're preserved in video now.
Maybe,
so.
Yeah. And then this sad-looking thing over here is just kind of an attempt at a castle. Nice. Cheese, as the sign says. I had a bunch of cobblestone and a very limited amount of oak wood, so I just made this. It wasn't supposed to look that good, and it definitely did not. But, I think we've got a couple of things on the other side of Portland that we can check out. Starting with an abandoned project that Capo Samurai had. This was a house that I think he was building for Chubbo Cheeks, but it was never completed. It would have looked really cool. I liked what he started with.
Yeah, and it's really a shame too, because he had the whole thing designed. And there's blue axolotls down here. Nice.
Oh. Huh.
Wait, did I breed? Oh no, I did. Yeah, I did breed blue axolotls. Okay. I think. Yeah.
And we have a couple more things this way. I guess we'll start with one veering off to the right, which was just a building I made because I was bored. So I built this futuristic donut kind of thing, and it involved a lot of digging. So I got a bunch of sand and sandstone from this, and I just built a pit and made nothing of it. But I tried a gradient, but it doesn't look terrible.
It's not bad. Oof.
But there isn't really a whole lot to note with this. I do like how it looks, because I tried to make it less of just a straight up thing, and so at the base it kind of extends outwards as it goes up. But then there's something over here that I kind of desperately wanted to appear on the map, but I couldn't do it because it was just too far away. But another thing I made just because I felt like it was this train station all the way out here, along with a train and a pretty long train track. It looks alright. I didn't really have a reason to build it. I just made it. I mean, I did have plans to build a lot more on the outside. That's why the whole area is flattened and there's big area of grass. But nothing really came out of it.
Yeah, I remember you showed me a picture of this on Discord, and I didn't even know that you built it on the Gurgle Squad.
Yeah, that's fair, especially because we never really went out to this mesa area.
Yeah, and it's a shame. 'Cause
So
this is
as
cool.
far as you knew, this... Yeah. I still think I prefer the Season 8 train, but this one isn't too bad. Do we want to visit Albuquerque and Escidas?
Sure. Wait, am I going the right... Maybe?
Yeah, are we going to Albuquerque?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm close, I think?
Then we're going the right direction.
Okay. Yeah, here we are. So this is Albuquerque. This was my project directly after Thief Town. I made a big deal about like moving a bunch of stuff here and packing up llamas. And, like, this is where I was gonna live. This is my next big project. But, you know, then I started building the houses here and realized it wasn't really my favorite palette to work with. I think this was like the first one I built. This one too. So then I just started making rectangular buildings to add like a bunch of depth to it, so it would at least look cool. And I added this little like terracotta gradient thing, because it would also look cool. And then I kind of just decided I was done. I slapped my name on it, put my face on it, and kind of just left it.
Yeah, still looks pretty cool, I think, with, like you said, all the buildings to add depth, but not a whole lot of substance to it.
Yeah. Most of the buildings you can't even go into. I remember this building had a purpose. I called it the Cultural Center, even though there's no space in here at all.
No.
But,
Well, is it...
yeah.
It's Skydus time?
Yeah. At Skydus, at least got a bit more time in the oven than this one. I guess we start with the first floor and then move on to the People versus Humans arena. So this is my idea for a sequel to Atlantis. Instead, this one was in the sky, and I used the new at the time cherry blossom blocks to build more wood houses with sandstone. And everything here was built by me except for this. This was from you, I think.
Yep.
And it's quite nice. It does add some builds to a somewhat empty area. That's because I didn't make it square originally, until eventually I added enough blocks that it was square. Oh, camel got down here. Not much to note with most of these. There is a little river here, which flows off into the ocean, which I thought was kind of fun. And some of the houses you can go into, and they do have like walls, I guess, but not really interiors. Not a lot going on, really. There is this big temple in the middle, which originally I didn't really know what to do with, until I was asked by Thief to build a second part of it, which would be the People versus Humans arena. So I obliged and, you know, built all this out with grass. And then somehow Thief had the idea to plant trees around it, which looks really cool on the map and creates a nice wall. Then he built a camel riding arena, and I built an inverse of the inverse pyramid, so it's like a cool diamond shape when you look at it from afar. We only got to use the camel riding thing like once, maybe, but we did do it, and it was on stream, so that was kind of nice.
Yep. Oh boy, this jump is a bit precarious with the creeper hole.
Yeah. I don't know when that got there. Must have been the stream.
Probably.
Oh no!
Oh no. I just killed a llama. Oh! I mean a camel, but it actually lived. I'm the one who almost died. Huh.
Oh.
I guess camels can tank a fall like that.
Well, at least they're good for something. They're not the best ride.
No, they are not.
Well, if you have like stairs, maybe they can be.
Yeah, that's supposed to be an actual people parkour. The camel one's around the very edge.
Oh, I see. Oh, perfect, okay. Oh,
Well, this whole section of the jump got erased.
ugh. Yeah. That's how the camel got down there, I guess. And there's two of them.
Yep. Okay. What do we want to visit next? My mega castle?
Yeah, I think.
Or is there
Roughly-
anything else that we're missing?
We'll do Mega Castle and then Dink, maybe? I only know there's not much else. Oh wait, there is a Comic Relics base. He didn't build much there, but there is a railway in the Nether that takes
Oh, yeah.
it there. This, however, definitely needs its time in the limelight, because, wow.
Yeah. Decent project.
Oh,
This
yeah,
was
decent.
like the big tower in season 8, my secret project of the season, where at some point when I was building the evil tower, I died and then lost like my shovel or something, and so I came all the way out here, and what I did was I just started building this. And I eventually made this whole thing, and then I revealed it to you, I think. And then up at the very top center tower, whenever you get there, I'm sure you're walking around the whole thing.
Yeah,
but
I was just in it.
in the tower at the very top,
Here, let's get back in.
yeah, at the very top, that's where I originally put those books that are now at the museum in Thief Town Traffic District. I kind of hid them on the bookshelves here and pretty much told you to just organize them. And I guess I made a flag. Yeah, this was the only room of the castle that I actually did an interior of, but I really like how it turned out.
Me too. And doing the puzzle with the books was a lot of fun.
Watch your stupid guy videos.
One thing I would like to make clear with this project, it does look massive, and like, yeah, sure, a bunch of it's stone bricks, like that's not too easy to gather. The mangrove wood is the real issue. Mangrove wood is impossibly difficult to collect, and I had to mine over 10,000 mangrove logs to gather enough mangrove wood for this.
Wow. That is like...
And because of that, I just... Yeah, you go.
that's like half of what I did in the log stream. But I was just cutting oak with efficiency and a beacon.
Yeah, I never want to mine mangrove again because of that. Um, Hold on. Do we want to get a screenshot of this for the YouTube thumbnail? Because we already have the thing for season 8.
Yeah, I think this is well worthy of having the thumbnail. I think from right about here should be good. Maybe I need to build like a block or two up. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's get my reticle in so I can get centered. Perfect. That's gonna be the thumbnail.
Okay. So, I guess, yeah, we have Comic Relics base to look at.
Oh, but first we appreciate our amazing nether hub. Okay, wait, do you still have a minecart on you? I have one, but...
I do not. I'll just fly over.
Alright. I'm gonna take this, because even though it's a bit slower, I remember testing it and it worked, so... Let's go.
You might catch up to me because I have to just run straight down the tunnel.
Hmm.
Why?
Oh. Random piglin got in the way. Can't really hit him. Come on. Oh, no, no, no! Oh. Oh, man. Okay. They're angry now. Let's just go.
Oh. Don't die.
Oh, don't worry. I'm too fast. They can't catch up to me. Okay,
So,
I'm in the tunnel now.
Where I'm at, okay. Yeah, where I just passed by, it intersects with the Nether Fortress.
Okay, I will be in that area somewhat soon.
There's one part where you will probably be able to catch up to me pretty easily because I'm going to slow down a whole lot, and that is where it starts staircasing. I think down, right?
Oh.
Does it go up? No, it
Yep.
definitely goes up.
I'll be at the staircase soon.
And I don't want to get in your way and send you back the other way, so I will stay off the rails. Well, I made it.
I have also...
So I guess I win.
Oh, perfect. More minecarts. Ooh. Alright, well, here we are. This was his house. This was his compound area, which was
I think I was out here.
walled in with steel. Yeah, you've probably been here before at least once.
I think
You
I
did
came
discover
out.
deep dark here.
Yeah, once or twice.
It doesn't matter.
Huh.
Then there was also a few farms he had. Also a grave to his snowman. Yeah, so cactus farm, iron farm, melon and pumpkin farm.
Lucas Henry, get back in the line. Call it Joe.
And then one last thing I know he did is that there was an igloo up here where he built a villager facility. Here it is. Human breeding facility. Authorized personnel only.
Oh.
Or authorized personal.
Interesting. Yeah, I never saw this.
Wow, it's dangerous down here. Even with my Gucci boots, metal clad jeans,
I'm
and
sure.
stupid helmet.
Okay. So then, I guess when we get back, pretty much the only place we have to look at is Grub Bay.
Yeah, that's about it.
She got like all your RBIs.
Okay.
What?
Piglin getting in my way. Okay. Nice scenic route back.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Henry, stop being a bozo. We weren't actually playing a game. Actually playing a game. Lucas. Stop. Stop.
I can't think of like one tiny area where I started building something but abandoned pretty quickly, so I don't think it's important enough to note. It's kind of just in the middle of the mangrove forest.
Well, we might as well see it.
Okay. Another thing, I think I originally stumbled across Thief Town on accident because I feel like I heard from either you or Kappa Samurai that Thief Town was built by a pillager outpost next to a mangrove forest. And so coincidentally, I knew of a pillager outpost next to a mangrove forest pretty much right over the mountain by Quirtland. And I went over there looking for Thief Town, and there was nothing, so I was just confused. And then eventually I just walked straight in the direction of Thief Town and found it, because I think I was looking for desert temples, and I was like, oh, I guess this is the place that was spoken of.
Yep. There probably wasn't much to see back then. It was just the house and the thief thing.
Yeah. We're almost back. Finally.
Hooray. Okay, I'm gonna take the portal to your Cortland area, just to speed things up a bit.
Honestly, wait, move out of the portal.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. The audio delay doesn't help. Okay, I'm coming through.
yeah, that audio delay never helps.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might just be better if we go through the one that leads to my massive castle, because it's not too far from the location I was talking about, but now that we're here, all we have to do is fly this way. I might as well show the area with the pillager outpost and the mangrove swamp that I was talking about, because I really thought that's where your civilization was. Because right over here, we have a pillager outpost and a mangrove swamp.
Huh.
And then I'm trying to think properly. First, oh yeah, it's right over here. Because this is the little mangrove swamp. And if we fly down right here, I've got a camel, bit of stuff, and then this tiny little structure where I was trying to build an underground thing. I mined something out, made a fancy little design, and then gave up.
I would say it's a shame, but I do know where your efforts went this season, and I can't say I'm disappointed with what happened, so...
Yeah. And we get to see the last area, Grub Bay. Oh boy. I ran straight into that building. Let's look at the boats first. So, this goes along with the theme of boats in both seasons 5 and 7. So this is kind of another thing based off of a creative world thing that I built. Unfortunately, the world was lost, so I had to pretty much make this off of memory and also a couple of screenshots that I took. But this is a lot bigger than all the other ships that I built in seasons 5 and 7. And I think it's probably the best one that I made.
I like the cannons. I don't even know if I've ever noticed them. But it's a cool detail.
First, we have the captain's office. But I don't. Yeah, I guess the rest of that is has an interior. But the other ships, I didn't put nearly as much effort into them. Because if we go over here to this one, there, I don't think really was an interior at all. Yeah. Nothing at all. I just built this ship because I was like, I should build a fleet. And then, I guess you could call this a fleet. This one was the last one I made. I kind of wanted one not in the same area facing the same way as the other one, so I built this one over here. I do like it more than the other one because it's kind of like the ship I made in Season 8 where this part kind of extends out forwards towards the mast.
Wow.
But this one also didn't have interior except for the captain's office. Now, the one thing we do have left, the grand finale, is the big mansion of Grub Bay. This was probably first seen by you during that log cutting stream when I was just building the very base of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to keep this as secret as possible until the very last day of the season. And this area, I wanted to give it a full interior. Oh, I guess we should check out the basement. So this is kind of like the weird dungeon boiler room area.
Aha, Dottie back.
I made use of... Yeah, oh, if we want to go down there, I think I named most of the Dottie backs. They're kind of all just wandering around. Maybe some of them went up here. Nope. Oh, they're all right here. But when making this room, I made use of the campfires that I got from you replacing the pathway in Thief Town.
Oh, right.
Well, the traffic district.
What a great use of, like, 10 stacks
this
of
one-
campfire.
Yeah. So this one, I have a couch just because the entry archway kind of overlaps and I needed something to block it off. And then some beds and just paintings. I do have this area out back, which gives pretty nice view of both the inside and that thing over there.
Why are you talking? Why? What?
Eve is talking.
Then
Hi, Clarence.
we have two different ways of getting up to this floor, both going up the spiral staircases and the main central one. This one, I just had to figure something out to use as interior, so I made this really fun minecart track that you can just go back and forth.
Reminds
And
me
then
of
I added
Aquaman.
some big paintings and then some storage. So I guess I had a lot of shulker boxes this season. Now, this is the one that it was all kind of building up to. Yes. Where we have some massive dotty backs. And we have another massive map of the whole world. I think I made this one even bigger. I can't remember. But over here, I made this place with another book of important Season 9 lore. Man, I wrote a lot. if anyone actually cares enough to take their time to read through all that, good for you. And then this was supposed to be like a dramatic end to the season because you're supposed to pick up the beacon, which says better luck next time, and then you hear the sound of the creeper, which is supposed to sound like TNT about to explode, like, oh boy, I'm gonna blow everything up, better luck next time. As like a grand finale to all the lore I set up.
I gotta say, this was pretty creative. I wasn't even aware of it. I gave you the creeper head. Or at least I knew about the creeper head.
Yeah. So, I guess that's all there is for season 9.
Alright, should we do a
If
retrospective?
we wanna... Sure, right below Thief's face, over there, and as the sun's setting. I'll let you go.
Well, season 9 might be my favorite season. I mean, just looking at Thief Town and its traffic district on a map kind of just fills me with awe. I really like how the moss blocks made it look, and it's just humongous. And this season did genuinely do stuff to my hands where, like, it hurt to play Minecraft for a while just because of how much I wanted to play during season 9. But I feel like I was having fun, and we got incredible stuff done.
Oops. So, I guess what I will say about season 9 is it helps that the season went on for 10,000 Minecraft days so that we were able to actually do all that we did. But at the same time, that still doesn't really take away from the fact that, like, all of the stuff we built, we had Thief Town in the traffic district. We have, like, a whole bunch of different locations that we can specifically name off, like at Skydus, Albuquerque, Grub Bay, Cortland, Ched Junction, Thief Town, all those places. And for other seasons, we can't exactly name off specific towns like that. And that's something that helps season 9, because we were able to do a whole lot, and we didn't waste too much time.
Yeah. I guess that means it's time. We finished our Gurgle Squad retrospectives of all the past seasons that I've already completed.
Yep. Minus OG Season 8.
Right, that was my bad. I thought failure was it. Turns out it was GSC.
Well, guess time to end stream.
Yep. Time to hit F5 twice and do an epic outro. Thanks for watching, everyone, and especially if you stuck through the end to watch all these streams. I mean, this is the third, well, I guess technically fourth time we've done a tour stream, if you count that garbage one. But this is the end of it for now. We will do a tour of Season 10 if and when it ends. And I say if because we don't know if there will be a Season 11. Season 10 might just be eternal. We will have to judge that. But thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end, and we'll see you next time when we also have to do the tours of the failed season. Bye! It's done.